Hi, I'm Natasha Oates. I wanted to share with you how to know if your therapist, your previous therapist, sucks. So there's a few things you want to look for. You want to look for distractions, unethical behavior, unprofessionalism, and results. So distractions are a really clear indicator that you're not going to feel safe enough, heard enough to be able to get the work you need to do done. They look like a few different things. It could look like your therapist zoning out, seeming a little spacey, not really paying attention. It could look like being distracted by things around them in their office, like eating food or fidgeting with things in a way that it's hard for you to focus or feel comfortable. I've even heard stories from clients who went from a therapist they were seeing to me that their therapist fell asleep on them. No lie. So there's just a number of things to look at to make sure, is my therapist really engaged with me or are they distracted? So the second thing you want to look for is you want to look out for unethical behavior. So we all would like to think that therapists are created equally, but we know that's not the case. So we want to be cautious of that. You want to be cautious about any therapist that's trying to meet up with you outside of sessions, or sessions go from being friendly, you're comfortable to talk freely with what makes you feel comfortable, to I feel like I'm talking to my cousin and I'm no longer feeling like I'm getting what I need therapeutically out of this. So look out for that unethical behavior. In addition, no therapist should make you feel guilty and shame. They shouldn't make you feel like they are in charge of making your life decisions. It should be up to you to decide what decisions you're going to go through in your life. You shouldn't feel like my therapist is going to cuss me out. My therapist is going to shame me and make me feel terrible about myself. Accountability is way different than shame. And you should feel like my therapist is going to give me the space to make the decisions, even if it is making mistakes. I'll get the support, the accountability, and the tools to work through what I'm going through. So we talked about distractions, unethical behaviors. Oh, let me add this caveat. No therapist should be flirting with you. I have to say it because what did I say before? All therapists aren't created equally. There shouldn't be this feeling that the therapist is using their authority over you in any way. Okay. So the other two remaining are professionalism as well as results. So if you're finding that with your previous therapist, you're unable to keep consistent appointments, maybe they're canceling on you a lot without explanation. Maybe they're not even showing up, or maybe they're so booked up and they don't have a standard process to make sure you can keep your consistent appointments. That is an issue and a red flag as well. You need consistency. You need to be able to rely that your therapist can continue to help and to guide and to provide tools so that you can get optimal results. Other than that, I want you to consider another consideration around unprofessionalism is when you call or email, they're not responding back. I gotta tell you, I hear a lot of complaints about this from other therapists, from the clients that leave them and come to us. It's really, really tough to know that it takes so much courage to start therapy, and they could also get into really experiencing these difficulties. Okay, so we talked about distractions, unethical behaviors, a lack of professionalism. I also want to talk to you about results because at the end of the day, if you're not seeing results, why are you here, right? So you should see great results. In at least a few weeks, you should start to experience some changes of your awareness, of behavioral patterns that you're having, of thoughts that you're having that's not helpful, and starting to learn some tools and some strategies. And ultimately, at minimum, in a few months, start to see some significant changes. If that's not happening, red flag, red flag. Your therapist should have some specific goals that you all are working together and some specific outcomes. Thank you for listening. And this was on how to know if your therapist sucks.